and insoluble in water. In electrovalent compound, due to strong attraction, high temperature are required to melt or boil them. Whereas in a covalent compound, due to weak attraction, low temperature are required to melt or boil them. In electrovalent compound, in molten form, they allow to flow electricity and they are highly conductor of electricity. Whereas in a covalent compound, the molecules are not charged, so they cannot conduct any electricity and not allowed to flow the electrons. The another bond is coordinate covalent bond. A covalent bond that occurs between two atoms in which both electrons are shared in the bond comes from the same atom. In covalent bond, there are the atoms which can equally share their electron, but in coordinate covalent compound, there are the atoms which share their electron, but the contribution of sharing is from only one atom. It is only happens when an empty orbital is present in a one atom and the other atom which has an electron pair. Once the coordinate bond is formed, we treat it exactly the same as a normal covalent bond. Both electrons from the nitrogen are shared with the upper hydrogen. We can see the example. Nitrogen has a 2 electron. Both the electron will give to the hydrogen ion and create a coordinate covalent compound. So that is the example in which nitrogen has a 3 covalent compound, but the 3 covalent compounds are a polar covalent compounds because nitrogen is a highly electronegative atom whereas the hydrogen is not. So nitrogen has a 3 covalent compound and the one is coordinate covalent compound. The another example is carbon monoxide. Oxygen gives both these electrons since it has no more single electron to be shared. The coordinate covalent bond shown with an arrow. There are some molecules, they want to complete their octet and the ways are 3: by losing their electron, by gaining their electron or by sharing their electron. When electropositive atom and electronegative atoms are combined with each other, then they will create an ionic bond. When electronegative atom and electronegative atom are combined with each other, then they will create covalent bond. Now we will see the hydrogen bond. Hydrogen has a 1 valence electron in their outermost orbital. So hydrogen will combine with another molecule and create a covalent bond. But hydrogen has a tendency to form a bond other than covalent bond, which is a weak hydrogen bond. A chemical bond in which a hydrogen atom of one molecule is attracted to an electronegative atom, especially nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, etc., usually of the another molecule. They are stronger than van der Waals force of attraction. Molecules with hydrogen bonds have higher boiling points than molecules that have not any hydrogen bonds. A hydrogen atom covalently bonded to an electronegative atom. There are 2 types of hydrogen bond. The first one is intermolecular hydrogen bond and the other one is intramolecular hydrogen bond. In intermolecular hydrogen bond, the hydrogen atom of one molecule forms a bond with a highly electronegative atom of the other molecules, like hydrogen atom of a water molecule with oxygen atom of the another molecules. Let's see the example of intermolecular hydrogen bond. The first example is acetic acid, in which oxygen atom will form a hydrogen bond with the another atoms and the other example is water molecule. The second example is ammonia. Third example is hydrogen bond between ammonia and water molecule. The second type of hydrogen bond is intramolecular hydrogen bond. The hydrogen atom forms a bond with electronegative atom of the same molecule, observed in some ring or organic compounds. Look at this example, that is orthochlorophenol, in which hydrogen atom of the same electron will bond a hydrogen bond with the same molecule of chlorine. Importance of hydrogen bond. Because of hydrogen bond, water has a high boiling point in a room temperature. Thus, water evaporating rate will be reduced. Because of hydrogen bond, water will exist in earth. Hydrogen bond is also found in nucleic acid and play an important role in a biochemistry. The strength of cement, concrete is also due to the hydrogen bond. The effect of drug is also depends on hydrogen bond. Now another bond is metallic bond. When electropositive compound and another electropositive compound combine with each other, then they will create a metallic bond. Metals are solid and crystallized by structure. They have a general characteristics like highly conductor, heat conductor, luster, malleability, ductility and opacity. It results when metallic atoms combine to form a metallic lattice. To understand metallic bond, the example of lithium is very famous. Lithium has 3 electrons in their outermost orbital, 1s2, 2s1, and the p orbitals are vacant. The 2s1 electrons are very loosely bounded with the nucleus. So, these electrons will easily removable, and so we can say that these electrons are free electrons. And other than that electron, the atoms are known as kernels. In metallic bond, there is no any atom, but in a metallic bond, there is a positive ion are there. Atoms of metals are tightly packed together in a giant lattice similar to the lattice in ionic compound. The outer electron separate from their atoms and becomes delocalized, creating sea of electrons. In a metallic bond, there is one valence electron which can lose easily their electron, and this electron we can say a delocalized electron, and that delocalized electron will easily move in a metallic lattice. The atom becomes positive ion and are attracted to these electrons. This attraction is called a metallic bonding and is the reason why the positive metals do not repel each other. They are moving free electrons in the metallic lattice. Properties of metal: high melting point and boiling points. Due to strong electrostatic attraction between the positive ion and delocalized valence electron, they have a high melting point and boiling point. They can conduct electricity. The delocalized electrons are free to move, enabling them to carry a current. So, metal has a highly conductor of electricity. They can conduct heat also. Heat energy is conducted up by the delocalized electron and transferred throughout the metal structure when they move. Metal has another properties, that is hardness. Metal are due to the strong electrostatic force of attraction between the ions and delocalized electrons. Volatility: metals are not volatile molecules. They do not turn into a vapor easily at a low temperature because the strong intramolecular electrostatic attraction between the positive ion and delocalized electrons are too strong to be broken. Malleability and ductility. This is the another important properties of metallic bond. Metals are described as a malleable, which can be beaten into a sheets, and ductile, can be pulled out into a wires. If a small stress is applied, the layers of atom roll over each other without breaking the metallic bonds. Metal are crystalline by structure. Mainly, they have a body center cubic arrangement, phase center cubic arrangement, and hexagonal close-packed arrangement. Look at this example of body centered cubic. This is the cube in which all the corners are occupied by an atom, and the center of all the cubes are occupied by atom. So, in body centered cubic close-pack, there are 9 atoms. Iron, tungsten, and chromium are the example of body centered cubic close-pack. Phase centered cubic close-pack. In phase centered cubic close-pack, 8 electrons are occupied by the atom, and 6 phases are also occupied by atom. So, in phase centered cubic close-pack, there are 14 electrons. Aluminium, copper, gold are the example of phase centered cubic close-pack. The another one is hexagonal close-packed. 12 electrons are in a corner, 2 atoms are in a phase, and 3 atoms in a rhombic structures. Cadmium, magnesium, zinc are the example of hexagonal close-packed. Van der Waals force of attraction. The Van der Waals force of attraction is very weak and they can exist everywhere. Weak force of attraction existing between molecule which cannot be explained to the basis of any other chemical forces of attraction are called Van der Waals force of attraction. Such type of force of attraction exists everywhere. Its strength is very low. 4 factors are affecting to the Van der Waals force of attraction. The first one is molecular size. The second one is number of electrons in the molecules. The third one is surface area of the molecules, and the other one is average distance between the two molecules. Let's see the example of Van der Waals force of attraction. The phosphorus molecule, the comparison between the phosphorus molecule and nitrogen molecule. The molecular volume of phosphorus is higher than nitrogen because in phosphorus molecule there are 4 atoms of phosphorus, whereas in nitrogen molecule there are 2 atoms of nitrogen. Surface areas are bigger than nitrogen in a phosphorus. In phosphorus molecule there are 16 electrons, and in a nitrogen atom there are 14 electrons. So, the melting point of phosphorus is 44.1 degrees Celsius, and in a nitrogen is -2.1 degrees Celsius. So, the Van der Waals force of attraction exists higher in a phosphorus molecule as compared to nitrogen. Because phosphorus are bigger than nitrogen, they have a high electron as compared to nitrogen, and they have a surface area are bigger than the nitrogen atom. The another example is oxygen and sulfur. The molecular volume of oxygen is lower as compared to sulfur because in a sulfur atom there are 8 sulfur atoms combined with each other and create a sulfur molecule, whereas in oxygen there are only 2 atoms of oxygen. The surface area of oxygen is lower than the sulfur. In oxygen there are 16 electrons, whereas in a sulfur there are 128 electrons. There are vast difference in their melting point. So, the Van der Waals force of attractions are lower in oxygen as compared to sulfur. another example of van der Waals force of attraction is carbon tetrafluoride and carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrafluoride and carbon tetrachloride are almost look as the same molecules, but there are vast difference in their van der Waals force of attraction because the difference between the electrons. The surface area of carbon tetrafluoride and carbon tetrachloride are almost same, but the electrons in carbon tetrafluoride are only 36, whereas in carbon tetrachloride the electrons is 68. The melting point of carbon tetrafluoride is 89 Kelvin, whereas the melting point of carbon tetrachloride is 250 Kelvin. So, the van der Waals force of attraction in carbon tetrafluoride are higher than carbon tetrachloride. This is the structure of phosphorus, sulfur and graphite. The straight line in graphite molecule which indicates the van der Waals force of attraction. We can see now types of chemical bond and energy of chemical bonds. Ionic bond, which has an energy between 80 to 220 kilocalorie per mole. In covalent bond, the energy is 70 to 110 kilocalorie per mole. In coordinate covalent bond, the energy between 40 to 80 kilocalorie per mole. In a metallic bond, there is an energy between 20 to 200 kilocalorie per mole. Hydrogen bond and van der Waals force of attraction, they have a low energy level. In hydrogen bond, the energy between 5 to 20 kilocalorie per mole, and in van der Waals bond, there is a energy between 1 to 10 kilocalorie per mole. Now we will discuss about catalyst. What is the meaning of catalyst? A substance which can change the rate of reaction without itself undergoing any permanent changes, it is known as a catalyst. I repeat, a substance which can change the rate of reaction without altering itself, it is known as a catalyst. The process of changing the rate of chemical reaction